Hello Whitney, you gave us your 10 reasons why you think girls should have sex with their dogs. I'd like to have a look at those reasons. Now, number one, you claim that it was practiced in ancient history, the Romans and the Greeks did it. Now, I've not researched this, I'll simply take your word for it that that's true, and I hope you'll take my word for it that slavery was practiced far more in ancient Rome than zoophilia was, and I do hope you don't intend to bring back slavery just simply on the grounds that the ancient Romans did it. Number two, you claim that dogs' tongues can reach hard to reach places. They are simply amazing. Well, I might lose out on that one, so I'll accept that. Okay, right, fine. Number three, you say that you cannot become pregnant from a dog. And that's absolutely true. You can't become pregnant from anything except for a human penis in the right place at the right time. Anything else cannot get you pregnant. So this might be true, but not really a good reason why you should have sex with a dog. Your fourth reason, you claim that you cannot receive any sexually transmitted diseases from your dog. Once again, this is nothing I've researched, but I have been told by various sources that there are some sexually transmitted diseases that you could actually receive, and ignoring those, you can get fleas and all sorts of other things from your dog. At this point, you also say that you heard that a woman somewhere in Europe died because she was allergic to dog sperm. Whenever, I hear an American say somewhere in Europe, this is sort of out of the fairy tale land. I heard something that will never be proven because it's probably not true. And I do not think it's so much a question of being allergic to sperm. My experience with dogs is they have claws, for instance, and if they get really rutting, then it could be that they're likely to scratch you, things like that. It's not just diseases that you should worry about. I don't understand your fifth reason, because you'd already said reason number one, it was practiced in ancient history, and then number five, you mentioned, well, we have cave drawings that I don't know, where it's shown, so it's been around for a long time. Rape has been around for a long time. Would that justify practicing it? Your sixth reason is you say that it is legal in some places. I've not researched this once again, but I'd like to disagree. I'm pretty sure that there is no place where there is a law saying you are allowed to have sex with your dog. There are a lot of places that say it is forbidden for you to have sex with various animals, and there are a few places, states and countries, that do not state this. This does not mean that they have specifically made it legal though. And once again, just because something is not necessarily illegal in one place doesn't mean you'd agree with it. You might live in a state where it is illegal for your husband to hit you and rape you. Now, if you have your holiday in a country where this is not banned, I don't think you'd agree for him to do it just in that country while you're on holiday and then come back to your home and say, hey, everything's fine, isn't it? Because it was legal over there. Number seven. You say it's sort of kinky. I think a lot of people, well, no, some people would agree with you. A lot of people say it goes beyond kinky. You say not a lot of people do it. Necrophilia. Not a lot of people do that either. Number eight, you claim it is convenient. The dog is always there. Well, that might be true, but I'd like to point out a dildo is always there. You can put a dildo in a drawer, right? The dog, you've got to take the dog for a walk, you've got to feed it, you don't have to feed the dildo. You might want to clean it, okay, you've got to clean your dog. So, yes, it might be convenient to have a dog if you've got a dog in the household always there, but there are other things that could be more convenient. The ninth reason you name is that they do not nag or complain. I've actually seen dogs where I'm pretty sure they were complaining at the time. I'm not such a dog expert. And I think here the problem is more not that you think dogs are great because they complain. You probably only ever had sex with little boys, teenagers who go, they're whiny and things like that, you know. Have sex with a proper man and find out they don't complain after sex. We just simply go to sleep. Your 10th reason is dogs can be trained. That's quite all right. I'm definitely going to agree with that. Dogs can be trained, yes. And then you go along explaining, well, you can show them certain objects or signs, I don't know, whatever, to show them now yes or now no, so that they don't hump you in front of your family. Well, as far as my knowledge is, you'd have to repeat a process 10, 20, possibly 30 times until the dog finally gets it. Okay, now I'm supposed to have sex with her, or no sex now. With a human being, you can talk to them and you can actually tell them, look, I don't like it like that, but I really like it like that. And they can actually do it then. Tell them once and they've got it. Now, what's really useful, I would like to name my 10 reasons why women should have sex with me. Possibly you in specific. It was practiced in ancient history. Well, not necessarily in ancient history, but it happened last year, last century, last millennia. It's been going on for quite a while, okay? Number 2. Well, as I said, my tongue might not be as long as a dog's, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4 things that can pleasure you all at the same time. I'd like to see the dog who can do that. Number 3, you cannot become pregnant from me. I use condoms. Number 4, you cannot receive any form of disease from me because I use condoms and I don't have any. Number 5, in history again, well, I've got roughly 30 years of sexual experience. I'd like to see the dog who can best that. Number 6, it is definitely legal to have sex with me on nearly every place on this planet. There are 1 or 2 places where they insist we have to be married, but it's kinky. I'm not kinky, I'm sorry, but I can be if you want to. Convenient. Well, I think it is very convenient for women to have sex with me. You in particular, it might be problematic because you're on the other side of the planet, but apart from that, it's convenient to have sex with me. And I definitely don't nag after sex. I try not to nag before sex. I definitely do not nag during sex. And I've only had 1 case where I actually complained afterwards, and I was civil enough not to complain to her, but to someone else. You don't need to train me, okay? I have been trained to not hump women in front of their families. We go behind the sofa or something like that, okay? No problem whatsoever. And you don't have to go through it 40 or 50 times until I understood what you want. You open your mouth and you actually tell me.